'cause I really love to.
Welcome back everybody to another episode of the GC Informer. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula. Today I have very wet hair, but that might make the green screening easier. We'll start today with some sad news in that Volition, the studio who make or publish the Saints Row games and also the new game Agents of Mayhem set within the same universe, is having some layoffs. Out of the over 200 staff that were currently employed by the studio, some 30 or so have had to be cut. That's quite a percentage, and a lot of it can be attributed perhaps to the probably quite disappointing sales of Agents of Mayhem. While Agents of Mayhem is by no means a bad game, it wasn't received amazingly critically upon launch, and I don't think sales I think they reflected the quality. I think it's sort of middle of the road, but they didn't need middle of the road, especially with the hype train they tried to put Agents of Mayhem on. That may well have been part of the reason they've had to let some people go. Obviously this is always a shame, and I hope to high heaven, whatever religion you are, whatever, that these people get new jobs within the industry. I'm sure they're all very talented people. And yeah, a bit of a sad note. Duff note to end what was basically a duff note of a game. Valve have removed over 170 Steam games in one fell swoop. These games were all classified as fake games. In fact, they were just used for card farming. A situation where a game, it's very sort of complicated to explain, but a developer puts a game on Steam. They then hand out loads of free codes to bot accounts, which is one of the reasons Steam are trying to regulate the amount of codes that can be given out for free, which I don't like. In a sense, it seems like they're bringing a sort of hammer when you need a scalpel. Those bot accounts then idle the game until trading cards are collected and then put them on the market, at which point they are bought inexplicably by some people because they're usually only a penny or two, and some people love to collect the cards. And then the developers just profit from the game that way. I hate people. In fact, 150 or so of these games belonged to a singular developer who just spammed them all on in one go, which may have been what tipped Valve off to doing it, but oh god, I think you should know in something like this is what happens when you don't have people checking the games, because a lot of these bot farming games just get on and then you go, well, that's quite obviously what that's there for, and that's why, well, one of the reasons at least, that Steam is just filled with dross. And I'm hoping that this kind of thing is a sign of Valve taking a more active role in quality controlling Steam. Of course, I said that about Steam Direct as well, and we know how well that's gone so far. It hasn't. Regardless, as it is with all these things, we'll see if this leads to anything else, and I'm kind of glad that they stepped in this instance, because 150 games doing card farming, not on. Fortnite's Battle Royale mode has launched in the last day or two, and good lord, is it popular. Obviously, we're not talking PUBG levels of popular, but an element of the Streisand effect has occurred here, with the publishers of PUBG getting a bit antsy about the fact that another developer is doing a Battle Royale game, which they are perfectly within their rights to do. It's not how it works, guys. This is just, it's gone out of control, and in fact, the servers can't seem to handle the load quite as much as would be nice, because they're just holding up. They use such a big queue to get into games on the Battle Royale mode that you're having to wait upwards of sort of 8 to 10 minutes to get into a game of this, because so many people are wanting to play it, which is so much different to what we normally see. We usually see you can't get into a game because there's nobody. This time there's too many servers to handle. Hopefully this will get fixed, but yeah, that's amazing. They had 1 million players in their first day of launch of this free-to-play mode, which is astonishing and amazing, and it's also a perfect example of the Streisand effect. So, well done Bluehole, publishers of PUBG. You've given your competition a bit of a leg up there. And finally, a story I thought I was done with. Alex Mauer is back in the news again. For those of you who don't know, Alex Mauer was a sound audio person who made audio or music for a game called Star Maze DSP and River City Ransom. Both of those games, she got into disputes with the developers and started DMCA claiming the videos, even though they're spurious claims and she shouldn't really have been doing it. This escalated into a court case with the developers of Star Maze DSP, with Star Maze developers purely out to establish the fact that she doesn't own the copyright and that she can't be doing this. And because she kept firing lawyers and not entering a plea, the judge gave her a rather generous 2-month period during which she needed to file a claim or file like some sort of defense or whatever else and hire a lawyer. The 2 months elapsed and Mauer did neither of those things, so now the lawyer Leonard French, who is a popular YouTuber as well, representing Imago Softworks, developers of Star Maze, have filed an affidavit ready for a default judgment on the case which rules in the favour of Imago Softworks. Not long after this though, remember this is after the deadline that was set, Alex Mauer entered a plea entered like a thing. She actually did something 2 days late when she's had 2 months and she's just not done anything, and now because it might go. Regardless, we don't actually know the contents of what she submitted to the court, but we do know that it'll have to be processed. Whether or not it just gets booted out or whether it actually gets heard and whatever is not entirely clear. I would expect the judge to kick it out at this point because she had a very generous deadline and did not meet that. I personally am expecting a default judgment in favour of Imago Softworks. However, we all know that sometimes life doesn't go the way we want to, but according to Leonard French, he has prepared a defence in such a case that this gets heard and it all goes through as it would have done if she'd entered it on time. Again, I find this whole thing fucking ridiculous. Can't believe it's still going on, but it might soon be over with a default judgment, and goodness me, do I hope so. So that's it for the news for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like, subscribe or a share, whatever you fancy. Our social links are down in the description along with a link to our Discord. We will also soon have a PayPal tip jar if you want to just chuck us $1, something similar. Completely voluntary, you don't have to, and you're not any less of a person if you don't, of course. Not less of a fan. Just, you know, if you feel like contributing to us, helping us along, feel free. If you like me, I can be found on Twitch at twitch.tv/metalnerddude, or you can find me on Twitter at @SnowyDuffield. I have been Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula, and I will see you soon for more news and release radar that will be coming out on Sunday.